Hi. Hey. Welcome to Immersion. Almost said something else.
Immersion into source. And I'm
Yeah.
counting, going 3, 2, 1. I'm like 3, 2, 1. I just saw something on Facebook or something about like these intelligence ways to make the size of your brain go, and like one of them, the easy one, you point your thumb and this finger and your pinky and this finger, and then you alternate.
Oh my gosh.
That was the easy one. They had other ones that was like 2 fingers like this, and then I'm like, oh. Anyway,
Oh
I
my
can't do
gosh.
3, 2, 1, so my 2 little hemispheres aren't doing so well. They're not very connected.
All right, show me that again.
Okay, one of them is a pinky and one of them is a thumb.
Look at me, I'm already like, yay.
And then you switch.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to practice that. I don't want to do it in
Like I
here.
said, that was the easy one.
Oh my gosh.
So welcome everybody. We're going to talk about dragons today.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I am.
With everything else, I'm always like, I don't believe in it or disbelieve in it, until I have proof one way or the other, because it's no skin off my nose one way or the other. And it's interesting to me, not a proof, but it's very circumstantial evidence that all over the world there are stories of dragons. And you think, why would they all have stories of dragons and that are similar in how they look and everything, if there wasn't something to it?
Right.
Otherwise, like one would have a story about a dragon, another one have a story about some other creature, but they're all so similar. So that's interesting. It's the same like the flood. Cultures all over the world have stories about a great flood. Well, maybe there really was a big flood. Not proof, but it sure is suspicious.
Right.
So
it'll be interesting. I can't wait.
Yeah. So same with dragons. I was kind of like, okay, well, whatever. Maybe they existed at some point in some form at some time. Who knows? And 4 or 5 years ago, I don't remember, there were 3 of us and a kid at somebody's house. And a kid, he was like maybe 10, a young boy. Anyway, the one woman, I was working on her, the kid was off playing, and the 3 of us are in the room, and I'm working on her, and she's laying on the couch, and, I'm doing my thing, and I'm looking, and I'm thinking, I see this egg, and I need to help it hatch. And I'm like, all right. And it's a good size egg. It's not like a little chicken egg or a duck egg, it's a big egg. And as it's cracking and opening, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that sure looks like a dragon. I'm like, you're getting a dragon. She's like, yay. And she must have known a little bit more about dragons, than I did, because I was like, yay. I mean, it looks really cool and everything, but, I don't know. So we were talking, after her session was over, we're all talking, and the son, the boy came in. He was actually the grandson of the 3rd woman. And he's like, well, dragons? What are you talking about? And so we kind of, I don't remember how we put it to him, but he got all excited. He ran upstairs and he got a book. And he's like, what did it look like? And so I described it to him. And he turns to a page. He's like, was it this one? I'm like, well, it looked like this, but this was different. And, I don't remember specifically. And so he turns the pages again. How about this one? Is it this one? I'm like, yeah, that's it. And so he's reading through talking about what the book says about that particular dragon. And the woman that was her, her companion dragon, she's reading it. She's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I need right now.
That is so cool,
isn't it? And I was like, wow, well, that's pretty cool. So that was my introduction to dragons. And then one of our metamorphosis group workshops, we're all in the room, and all of a sudden I feel this big, huge presence behind me, and I'm like, there's a dragon back there. And I'm like, and he's here for you.
That's
One of the
awesome.
women in the group, and she's like, "What?" And everybody like, "What?" So,
What?
and he was a pretty badass dragon, but he was very attracted, energetically to this young woman, and he was like, I want to hang out with her. I want to be her protector. I want to be her, I want to be her companion and support her and whatever. So they got introduced and interacted and everything, and it was very cool.
That is really cool.
And then about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I noticed that I have one. I'm like, oh, hi. How you doing? Where'd you come from? So whether they existed physically or not on this planet, I don't know, but maybe we'll find out. But that, of course, is after the healing portion. So we should probably get going, huh?
Yes.
Is anybody? Hello, everybody.
Yep, we got people.
So we're going to channel some healing energy through to all of us, to all of you that are watching us live, and then to any of you that watch us afterwards on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's tomorrow or next week or next year, who knows? Maybe 5 years from now it'll still work. I don't know. We haven't got that far.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, right. It shouldn't matter because there isn't time in the metaphysical, but it will. You know what? It would be really cool, like 20 years from now, to look back and go, "Huh, wonder how that's going."
Yeah.
Like these old recordings, which of course will be obsolete, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, that technology!"
If we can access them.
Yeah, to do that. Sit on a computer. So, okay. So you want to tell them what we're doing for the healing part? Because I talked too much already. Your turn.
Okay. So Karen's going to step off the screen. She's going to do her thing, channeling in some healing energies. And your job is to find a comfortable spot, close your eyes, relax and allow whatever's going to come, whether it be some subtle joy-filled feelings or actual visions or sometimes people experience a little discomfort, and if that happens, you just want to breathe. If you got to cry, just let come, but whatever comes. And yeah, make it an internal experience. I have found myself that sometimes managing this board or doing something else, I don't close my eyes, and it's not as good when I'm distracted by other things. So the best thing to do is just close your eyes and lay down, sit down, keep your spine straight, and enjoy.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be silent, and I'm actually going to go off screen. I think she said that. So it'll be silent, but we're still here, and stay with us. And after the healing part, we'll come back and discuss dragons. So have your questions ready. Well, don't think about it now. Think about it when you come back. When we come back. Open your heart. There's a there's a mother-daughter thing going on somewhere. I don't know if the present audience or doesn't matter. Whoever this mother-daughter thing, bring the daughter with you. Hold on, bring her with. Not necessarily physically. Maybe you're the daughter. How are you doing?
I have to turn my mic back on.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. Felt good. How about you?
Nothing wonky. You know, sometimes it's bizarro. It was pretty just, calm and, I was a little wobbly there for a bit, but
You know,
overall,
I didn't know, about the mother-daughter thing, if that was me or not, but I was like, what the heck? So I called my daughters in. That was pretty cool. I had not really done that in that way before. It was really
oh,
neat because I could see them like off in a distance, and they were in their own little uh, like a vortex,
mhm,
of beings
mhm.
surrounding and loving them. It was just like so. In, the only word that comes to my mind is enchanting.
Yeah.
Like it was just like the coolest thing to sit back and watch. Like that was satisfying to me all on its own. Like anything else on top of that was just a bonus.
Oh,
Yeah. So yay.
sweet, nice.
Yeah. How about any of you guys who have any experiences you want to share? Put them in the chat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
While
All
we're
right.
waiting, should we do a question?
Yeah, we're going to do a question. All right. So this is off the page. I like it when there's little things on the page that I can relate back, but it's so dragons exist in a not popular version. In what version do they exist?
Dragons exist in a not popular version?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
That's
really,
what on the page, on the immersion page.
yes.
Here, I'll go right
Oh,
to it.
somebody put the question. Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
know. So I'm just, yeah,
That's what you mean. On the page, I'm like,
that's,
what page?
yeah. It says, this is what was on the page. Although I've always been pretty open to the existence of all things, up until several years ago, I would have had to say, I don't know, if someone asked me about dragons. Now I know they exist. Perhaps not the popular version, but exist nonetheless.
Okay.
So if they don't exist in the popular version, in what version do they exist?
Well, I assume by the popular version, they mean a physical fire breathing George the Dragon Slayer kind of. Is that the popular version?
I don't know.
I don't.
I would assume that would be the popular version, like like in mythical dragons.
They've died out. Continue to exist energetically on the planet. There are varieties, different species or varieties, whatever. Like there's, lots of different kinds of cows and lots of different kinds of chickens, and horses and dogs. There's different kinds of dragons. There's a Labrador dragon and a Chihuahua dragon. Actually, in that book, there, and I did buy myself a dragon book. I found one at a secondhand store once. I haven't really looked through it, but people have gone through and figured out different types of dragons. But whether that's technically correct, I don't know. But what I'm seeing is that there were different kinds. Some were more friendly and interactive with humans than others. Some shunned humans. Some, had conflict with humans. And like so many things that we don't understand, they get hunted, that's why I'm like, so like, please don't ever find a Sasquatch, because anything that we don't understand, we hunt it down and then we have to make a prize of it. And I just, we're terrible about those things. Oh, it's making my heart whoa. It's talking about that phrase, the heart of a dragon. There's the heart of a lion. There is something very powerful about their heart, not necessarily their physical pumping blood heart, but their valor, their courage, that they have a strong heart.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I hope that answers that question. If not, whoever it is can hopefully clarify.
Yeah. All right. We have an experience on here that I'm going to share with you before we go on. Okay. It felt like something touching the top of my right foot, then a little tickly and a little sharper. I had tingling and warmth in the palm of my left hand that got increasingly warmer. Then I sensed/saw a flaming light in the palm of my left hand.
Cool.
I know, right? Woo!
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, so go on to the questions. My next question, you kind of touched on there a little bit. I love when that happens. So, how many different kinds of dragons are there?
Dozens. 3. I think 3 like main categories and then subcategories, subspecies or genus or phylum or whatever those, however they do that.
How rare are wingless dragons?
They're kind of a different category. They're kind of like a cousin.
Okay. So then, are dragons related to dinosaurs?
Yes. And they keep it going like birds. Okay. So like birds, birds are, I think, birds are, there's few, but birds are like a direct descendants of dinosaurs.
Oh, cool.
So,
So what one person asked me is, well, when they were naysaying the existence of dragons, is because we don't find any physical evidence. Like, we have found like Sue, the dinosaur and so forth, but we don't find dinosaur or dragon remains.
Yeah. Well, same as we don't find Sasquatch remains.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Well played.
And they're saying there's lots of creatures that we haven't found the remains of.
Like a unicorn.
Not right.
Well, I'm not getting into.
Are we gonna go there now? I think we're done with dragons, but
we've got a comment. I have a parrot.
We'd be really surprised at all the things that we haven't discovered yet.
Oh, good. I like being surprised most of the time.
Yeah, hopefully we're here.
I think you have to be careful when you say things like that. We have a comment. I have a parrot and I tease him about being a dinosaur.
Have a pair?
I have a parrot.
I have a parrot.
Comment. I don't have a parrot, but our listener has a parrot. I have a parrot and I tease him about being a dinosaur. What's his name? I'm curious what the parrot's name is.
A parrot named Dinosaur. That's cute.
No, she teases him about being a dinosaur.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, because they're connected.
Right.
Related, descended from dinosaurs. That's funny. What does the parrot call her?
We'll never know that in this life.
Well, maybe parrots talk, don't they?
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever had. Heard a bird call their human a name.
Oh, I don't know.
I could be wrong. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I just haven't heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never had a parrot.
Bogey. His
Huh?
name's Bogey.
Bogey?
Yeah.
Bogey the dinosaur parrot?
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome. All right. So my next question was, why don't we ever see them, people? But I think that you kind of answered that already because they exist energetically.
Yeah.
So they would have to show themselves to us to be seen then?
Same like, guardians, they're in the metaphysical world. That doesn't mean they don't still show up and be here for us. And sometimes we are lucky and we get to sense them and see them more than, we all have guardians. We don't all have dragon guardians, but we all have guardians, and some people go their whole life completely oblivious,
Yeah.
So like my son has, I haven't checked on that in a while, but I checked on him one time, this is years ago, and I'm like, I wonder what his guardians look like. And the first one I saw was a very fierce warrior, like with that curved blade in his teeth, and the big turban thing, and like the Berber, or the, what's that tribe in Africa, the very fierce, I forget what they're called, Tuaregs or somebody. And he was like, I'm like, whoa, yeah, you stay with him. You're going to keep him. That being was so fierce. So, but my son is completely oblivious, just
Yeah.
because he doesn't want to know, yeah. And he's got this badass,
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying that dragon was attracted to that young woman and her energy. Do dragons always pick us, or can we call one in if we want one?
You can call and you can make a request. There's no guarantee, but you can make a request.
So that sounds like a cat.
Yeah, but a cat, you can go to the store and get a cat, or the animal control and get a cat.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're going to like you.
Right, doesn't mean they're going to like you. So apparently they're picky. They're particular about who, if they don't have respect, and if they don't like you, they're just not interested. You're not going to make them.
Okay. Okay.
So
all right. So did dragons
have to respect you?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
So, do I dream I have a dragon, or do I really have one?
I don't think it's in your inner circle. I think that you're connected to one, but it's not necessarily with you, like part of your legacy.
Okay.
But, universally, energetically, somehow, it's like blue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yay. All right. All right. We have a question here. Thank you for answering that, by the way. I just kind of blurted it out. Do dragons stay with us eternally through our eternal existence? Oh, good question. I like that.
Sometimes. Yeah. And they really like quests. Like when you're on a quest for something, that they really like. They're not particularly interested in hanging out when you're like in a quiet time of your life, or you're like on the rocking chair. That's not a whole lot of fun for them. They much like it better when there's a challenge, there's a mountain to be climbed, or I wouldn't say a dragon to be slayed, but that's I don't mean it that way. That's another one of those expressions that we say without even realizing what it means.
Right.
And so when there's something to be accomplished, when it takes courage, and but that's where their heart comes in. They have that strong heart, and they're not gonna, they're through thick and thin, and they're gonna stick with you.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
So this whole eternity thing, you know, um, even if you have the most amazing partnership, with a man or woman, do you want to be with them every single second of the day, every day of the week, every week of the year, year after year, every single second, when you go to the bathroom, when you're at work, when you're visiting with your friends? Do you want your partner there for every single thing? I mean, I can see being close, but like, okay, just the bathroom, I like doing that by myself. I really don't need anybody in there with me, So there's times in eternity that, maybe there's things you don't need to have everybody with you, So, but that doesn't mean, so I guess what I'm trying to clarify is that you can have an eternal connection, but that doesn't mean you're smack on top of each other every second of every day, just like
Right.
here on Earth, you're not with somebody every second of every day.
Right. It's good.
Unless you're, being carried around in somebody's womb.
And that's very different. So we've got a question here, but I've got one that kind of lines up with what you were just talking about. So Patty, I'll get you your question in a second. But are any of the stories accurate? That the myths, are they based on some
Yes.
reality?
Yes. And,
What about the dragon riders?
They're saying it's safe to say it's not their verbiage, but I can't come up with a better verbiage. It's safe to say that, all myths are based on something, I mean, there's newer myths that let people kind of make up, but these older traditional ones that have been around, it's a safe bet that they're based on something, real.
I love that. Okay, so Patty wants to know if her son Isaac has a dragon.
Yes. Huh. And that one's has like a black, like a black stripe kind of, or a black, the top part is black down the spine all the way to the tail, and the lower part is kind of a beigey brown color, coppery kind of color.
Cool.
Yeah. It's not a stripe, but it's, how it kind of fades into the rest of it. He's kind of waiting for Isaac to, he's kind of like sitting like this, kind of like, like looking at him like, come on, let's go.
Have dragons ever existed in this universe with humans in a physical form?
Yes. Yeah, and I don't know what this means, but something about like some people and some dragons standing at like the opening to a cave, and inside the cave there's all this light. I don't know if what does that mean? Sometimes it's so cryptic that I'm like, really? And maybe sometimes I'm just more tired or obtuse than others.
That one sounds challenging. Huh.
Something about watching history, about something about there's a connection, a relation between the two throughout history, and I mean like geological history, not like recorded history. these huge cosmic tectonic events,
Mm-hmm.
there's been a companionship between the two for a long, long time.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Because I'm kind of out of mine. I'm wondering though, one of the stories that I ran across when I was reading up on, dragons to kind of jumpstart my questions, was about them helping perform miracles with people. And did dragons ever assist in miracle performances?
Dragons have abilities to do, they have certain abilities, yes, that if they choose, you can't command, but if they choose to use them, they can pull off some pretty amazing stuff.
I love that.
Because they have like
can you give an example?
Yeah, that's what I was just, they have like they have a power, they have a concentrated power that they can use.
Mm-hmm.
Energy, like a concentrated energy, they can focus it and send it to make things happen in the physical world.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. But they're it's not that they're conservative with it, because they respect it. They don't. It's not a toy.
Right.
Although apparently there have been, like in any culture, in any group of beings, there's been like rebels or whatever that maybe don't have quite as much respect. But that's in any population. There's always going to be that bad apple.
Yeah. All right. Going back to the fossils, are some of the fossils we've found actually dragon fossils and not dinosaurs? Have any dragon fossils ever been found?
I don't think so. There seems to be some kind of like, and I saw this the first time you asked about it, and it's showing up again. There's something about, I think the bones get burnt up or something. I don't know if they like spontaneously combust when they leave or what, but it feels like there's not much left of them.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, they take great care. They don't want their bones laying around. That's very interesting. Yeah, they don't want to be left laying around, so they are careful about that. But it's again, it's the same like Sasquatch. They don't find those carcasses lying around. I don't know.
What are they here to do generally?
When they find a strong soul that they want to assist on their journey, then that's what they do. And many they become lifelong friends with, like they develop a strong friendship. Even though maybe they're there to assist and support, but that heart of theirs, they love when they find another strong heart. And then a real friendship can develop, like a real strong bond. Yeah. it's quite a
That's a
honor.
beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
They're
thing.
miraculous beings. Huh. Huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Another thing to look up when I leave here. I'm going to be so busy.
Well, it's a good thing you have eternity.
This, you know. Oh, so many things. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, it's a good thing you have eternity.
I know. I'm in trouble. I'd be like, okay, so it's either this. Oh, okay. Do we have any more questions? Or
one just popped up. I was just going to say we don't have any more. Do dragons ever take other physical forms such as animals or even human?
I don't think so. I mean, of course there are exceptions, but they're pretty fierce, proud. They have no problem with being in the form that they are. You know, they like their form. And since they aren't physical here, they don't need to take on a different form. They're perfectly happy with the way they are. I mean, again, there's always exceptions to everything, but not very many. They don't need to. They don't feel any need to.
Okay. Anything else, you guys? Somebody asked me to play Puff the Magic Dragon.
Like, you're gonna sing it for us?
No, I pulled it up on YouTube.
Oh.
I thought maybe when we right before we sign off, we can play a little bit of it.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
All right. You want me to do that? We'll do that right now. We'll see if there's any other questions that pop up.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, hey, I've always wanted to see if this would work anyway.
Oh yeah. Good. Thanks, whoever it was, for prompting her to do that. Because yeah, that would be good to know. Because maybe we can even play a piece of music then during the healing portion.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything. Is it on?
You don't? Oh. Here we go. Because I had my headphones in. There's no volume.
It's pretty.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. All right, I'm going to turn this off because a bunch of questions just popped up. And
okay, yeah, and it's pretty tinny. I don't know if it is at your end, but at this end it was pretty tinny.
Yeah, well, we can play around with that a little bit, but I put that on, and all of a sudden a bunch of things came up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I better, you better not do this. Okay. Is there anything? Wait a minute. Okay. Is there any? I'm gonna ask her to retype this question because please, it's not very clear. Okay. Is in the spirit heavenly realm dragons be evil, as in the Bible the great dragon is the devil, reference in Revelation?
In the Bible, the dragon is what?
In the Bible, in the spirit heavenly realm, dragons evil, as in the Bible the great dragon is the devil. Revelation 12:9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world.
Okay, so right there it was the devil, the serpent, and the dragon. So three things that we. You know what I mean? Is it a dragon or is it a serpent? It feels like it's the terminology, the translation wasn't. The word dragon was used, but that wasn't maybe the right word. And I don't know which translation that is, or which you know, and where that word came in at what point, you know. But there's something about the translation.
Is there anything about being
And no, in the metaphysical realm, they're not evil. I mean, there might be, you know, some, like any population, and there's certainly some that like don't engage with others. You know, they're like loner. You know, some grumpy old men, for lack of a better term. Which that was such a great movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
But it's easy to, how can I say, that vision of, you know, a dark, fiery, you know, it's certainly makes sense why that would be a good image to use. But, you know, when you get to the next world, you drop your bones and you're walking on, don't freak out if you see a dragon. You know, like any other being, you have to base your, you know, on who they are. Don't freak out because, oh my God, it's a dragon.
I think I'd freak out of happiness.
Aww. Especially if it's your blue one.
I know.
You're so happy. Yay!
Is there anything special about being born in the year of the dragon?
As relates to dragons, not necessarily. I mean, that has more to do with tendencies, and it was given the label dragon as opposed to being associated with the dragon itself. Like I was born in the year of the tiger. So, you know, that has more to do with, you know, what attributes that are associated with the tiger, you know, than actually like me being connected to tigers.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think we have anything else.
All right. Well, good night then, everybody. Happy Sunday, happy week. It's starting to get chilly now in the evenings. I was out in my tent last night and I was like, ooh, I'm going to have to get the winter sleeping bag. It was getting a little chilly. So anyway, Wednesday we have, I don't know what we have on Wednesday. Do you? I don't remember.
Oh, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I should have it written down somewhere. Oh, wait. I do. Wednesday, 9/16. We are spiritual beings. Oh, that'll be lovely.
So we are.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. So, okay. So if we don't see you on Wednesday, if we don't see you next Sunday, see us again on YouTube. Hugs and kisses to all of you. And good night.
Good night.